medical advice will probably only get better. Do you think that more players will retire prematurely over time? How do you think that will play out?
Clearly, it's a case by case decision that happens. It affects people in different ways. We're learning more, as you said, so you can make more informed decisions. But it's clearly a bloody tough decision to make. It's the thing that you love more than anything else growing up, playing AFL footy or being drafted. And then when it's taken away by something that is very much outside of your control, it's gut-wrenching to see. So will we see more? We'll definitely see some. More, I'm not sure. But as we learn more, this is, I suppose, the sensationalist headline would be the tip of the iceberg. But we know more, and so much more than we did 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So will we see more? Absolutely.
Your role at the PA, did you even get to the stage where we're limiting training during the weeks to try to avoid sort of things that we can?
We, as a footballing club, I can only speak for Geelong, we already do that throughout our pre-season. Is it coming as a more prescribed league-wide implementation? Potentially. I think you need to look at the statistics and how much impact it actually has, and you sort of need the data from that. I don't think it's a ridiculous thing to suggest, though. There's enough crash and bash throughout the season. There's clearly times where you need to work on that side of the game as much as the tactical side. I think the other thing is dealing with contact, being able to protect yourself. That's as important as the concussion issue itself, because you want to limit the amount of time that players experience those things. So I think it's something that will definitely potentially be looked at.
I think it's only a matter of time before the return to play protocol gets bigger. That's bigger.
Oh, look, that's definitely a question for those above my pay grade, and I think first and foremost there has to be a decision based on important data and health-based data, not just something that you've got a gut feel about. Obviously, it's done differently around the world, but I dare say that'll be something that's looked at. I'm not up to date enough with the detail, to be honest. I know there's different views. The league has an obligation to run the competition as best they possibly can, and they can't run it without players. But I think there's pretty significant ongoing conversations around that. I don't think necessarily a hard and fast statement necessarily defines the entire league's views on things, but it's going to get messy, I think, at different stages. I think first and foremost, the most important thing is player health and safety, and that's going to be a tough one to navigate over the next little while, I think, because players want to play, they want to compete. Sometimes you need to save them from themselves, but there is an accountability to it at league headquarters as well.
Bit of a wider one. Taylor Swift, we're going to have the G ready for round one. Usually a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, who cares, Mitch? What she's brought the community, Australia. It doesn't really matter. I think we can paint the grass for a couple of weeks, can't we?
How the Cats going to go this year? A bit of an unknown quarterback.
Well, hopefully as well as Taylor Swift. She was very well received. Look, we're confident. We've got great availability. We lost one last week in Cam Guthrie, obviously, but we're confident, as every team and every captain will stand up here and tell you. So the proof will be in performance, and we get to put ourselves on show in a couple of weeks' time. But everyone's jovial and happy this time of the year. The two grand finalists are going to be very, very good. I think Brisbane, I watched their game last week. They look sharp for this early in the season. But it's an even comp, and it's not just a throwaway line. Like, you look across the entire competition. The teams that didn't make it, there's probably 3 or 4 that are, you don't pencil in wins every time you look at those teams. Adelaide will be good. It's probably, if you're the competition, it's exactly what you want, because it's anyone's game.